For most of us, Labor Day activities are winding down. We've toiled together, working on projects to bring light into the lives of our children. Our labor of love might be finished for the day, but remember, we need to maintain the projects we've started so they can serve the children of today and tomorrow. And remember, May 25 is not only Labor Day, it's also the first time Jamaica is observing International Missing Children's Day. Hear more about Labor Day activities across the island and the importance of International Missing Children's Day in this special Labor Day edition of Jamaica Magazine.
So come on Jamaica, let's work together.
It's a labor of love, nurturing our children.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith and this is your special Labor Day edition of JIS News. It's Monday, May 25. In keeping with the charge to create spaces of safety and enjoyment for children, this year's National Labor Day project was the Rudolph Elder Park in Morant Bay, St. Thomas. Shernet Bird was at the historic site where Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and others have been laboring since early this morning. She has a report.
Thanks, Stacey. Things have been going smoothly here at the Rudolph Elder Park in Morant Bay, St. Thomas. And from all indications, many groups have come out in their numbers to beautify this recreational facility.
We've been doing concurrent work leading up to today's activity, and that will includes to the repair of the perimeter fence area, which was broken down because of some accident. The removal and repair of the grating areas coming in where the drain system is for the entrance area. We do priming work to the gazebo, replacing of rails, and with the bathroom facilities was in a dilapidated condition. We have persons doing tree plantings, installation of park benches.
I have just given instruction to send $5 million to the parish council anytime after today.
Today, it's not about party politics, it's about Jamaica and our Jamaican children and the future leaders of this country.
I'm Shernet Bird reporting for JIS News.
In the country's capital, the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation led beautification activities at the Jamaica Christian Boys Home, which houses orphan boys. Simone Reed Hilton has that report.
Work got off to a start here with much-needed painting led by the KSAC. Over 40 volunteers were joined by other teams of over 120 persons to give much-needed assistance in other areas. The 63-year-old home on Oxford Road was not short on helping hands. In fact, it got overwhelming support. On the inside, the living room got a fresh coat of paint by the KSAC team, while other volunteers concentrated on the bed and bathrooms, transforming them into colorful spaces. Kingston's Mayor Angela Brownberg said the work is in keeping with the Labor of Love theme, creating a nurturing space for the 22 boys at the home.
So what we're really painting the living room, and we are doing some fence work here and beautifying outside as well. In addition to that, they had indicated that there was a need for about 22 mattresses for the boys, and so through donations and stuff we also have that as well.
Bed linen and towels were also donated by neighboring corporate entities. Work started on Saturday with power washing to remove dirt from the outer walls. The momentum picked up on Labor Day with major sweeping, clearing of the front area, planting of flowers and the painting. Simone Reed Hilton reporting for JIS News.
And still in the capital, opposition leader Andrew Holness spearheaded a project that will take care of one of life's most basic needs for 4 families in the Tower Hill community of St. Andrew. Mr. Holness and his team worked at Phillips Avenue, where 4 houses are being rebuilt. Work began 2 weeks ago to rebuild the houses which were destroyed by fire in March. The reconstruction is expected to continue beyond Labor Day. Welcomed news for the 8 children and their families who had been displaced.
We have had 4 or 5 major fires in the community of Tower Hill. And what we're doing here today is to try and assist those families in recovering. The assistance is not complete, but it is designed to give them a start.
Other projects included the creation of a park for children in the Waterford community of St. Catherine and beautification of the community-based Rehabilitation Jamaica, formerly 3D Projects in Spanish Town. This organization serves children with disabilities and transient accommodation for teenage expectant mothers. Up next, Shelley Ann Thompson reports on how they were helped this Labor Day, and later Andrea Chisholm tells us more about that park in Waterford.
About 200 volunteers were out from as early as 6 a.m. to labor at community-based Rehabilitation Jamaica. They included residents and organizations from within Spanish Town, as well as parents of children who are served by the organization. They labored on a much-needed upgrade to the Monk Street-based organization, which serves 10,000 disabled children across 4 parishes.
This is an old historical building, and we have a lot of work both internal and externally. Some of the work that is being done internally, we have a lot of painting. They are doing some repairs as well, where they are repairing some boards that is being eaten by termites. They are doing a lot of electrical work. They are doing a lot of plumbing work. Externally, they are painting the entire building, the outside building, and they will also be doing the perimeter fencing around.
We have expended, I think, in the region of over $100,000 as it relates to cash resource. We can't quantify the other efforts that have been put into this project. A number of persons are here from various entities: the Boy Scout, the Parish Development, the Parish Council, other NGOs, of course the community people.
Over 5 years, I would say, 3 they have been coming to my home to privately assist my son.
Thank you, Miss Fullerton. So there you have it. We're at CBRJ, where community spirit was alive and well at St. Catherine Parish Labor Day Project. I'm Shelley Ann Thompson, reporting for JIS News.
Waterford, Portmore, St. Catherine.
Our kids have nowhere to play, our seniors have nowhere to exercise or to laze.
But through the Portmore Municipality's Labor Day project, residents are joining forces to transform this open lot into a green area and play area for children, boasting a swing, seesaw and other social amenities for the children, as well as a rock garden and benches. Palm trees and other vegetation will also help to provide a verdant landscape that's well needed in the Sunshine City.
And we are going to put in a sand area, we are going to clean the area, we are going to plant no dumping sign, we are going to put in solar lights inside this park.
The green area here in Waterford, Portmore will also have picnic benches like these, so that the little ones like Madison and even adults can sit, eat some food and just relax. And the residents of Waterford deserve it, since the majority of property taxes collected by the Portmore municipality came from their area. In return, the municipality received a $5 million incentive from the local government ministry. The park, which should be open to the public in the next 3 months, will be handed over to the Citizens Association in Waterford, indicative of a true labor of love. For JIS News, I'm Andrea Chisholm.
Thanks, Andrea. We head over to Manchester now, where the Parish Council organised volunteers to beautify the Grovemount Early Childhood Institution and build new sanitary facilities for students and faculty. Simone Wolfe tells us more.
The new bathrooms being built here at Grovemount will serve 66 grateful students and staff members.
We were in need of 3 restrooms, 2 for children, 1 for teachers, and to God be the glory, we're getting it. And we're also getting a sick bay for the children. Ministry of Health came and they look at the restroom and they said they were out of use. Those was suitable for children. And so we took the initiative to write to the Parish Council, and to God be the glory, they are here.
In addition to the new sanitary facilities, the school also got a fresh coat of paint. The upgrading work is a Parish Labor Day project for Manchester, and it brought out scores of volunteers, including National Security Minister Peter Bunting, who is a Member of Parliament for the area.
We're very happy to see the cross-section of volunteers that have turned out, including the Scotiabank volunteers.
The swings, the grounds we will be taking care of. So we're happy to be here, and BNS has turned out in numbers, and we're so grateful to them that they have come on board and have assisted us both in labor and in material.
Approximately $500,000 was spent on the Grovemount Labor Day project. Reporting for JIS News, I'm Simone Wolfe.
We head over to St. Mary now, where work was carried out on the Palmers Park Playfield and Community Centre. Carrie Bishop tells us more about the project that was spearheaded by the St. Mary Parish Council and the Social Development Commission.
Several residents came out to perform this labor of love in support of the call to provide more nurturing environments for our nation's children. The scope of work being carried out involves landscaping, clearing of derelict objects, cutting the overgrown grass on the playing field, painting the building, and replacing damaged structures, among other things.
What this will do is, in terms of playing area for the children, it can be used for athletics, it can be used for cricket, it can be used for football, and it can be used for other recreational means.
Reporting for JIS News, I'm Carrie Bishop.
We now join Tamara McHale for a report on Labor Day activities in Clarendon.
Over in Clarendon, we were by the Raymond's Community Centre in the Hayes District for the refurbishing of the community centre as well as the construction of a perimeter fence. Now, Raymond's Community Centre benefits residents of Savannah, Raymond's and Monimusk. And as many of you may be aware, in recent times, this area was in the news, unfortunately, because of the fact that 4 residents, including 3 students, were brutally murdered. In fact, this is the main reason why this site was selected as the Clarendon Parish project.
And they say that the students were moving around trying to get Wi-Fi access to do whatever they want to do on their smartphones. We'll be erecting a chain link fence and also repainting the community centre and general cleanup of the area. That is just today's activity, but the ongoing project is to transform this facility into a resource centre in which children in and around the Raymond's Monimus housing scheme, Raymond's itself and Savannah, can have a facility in which they can do their homework and can surf the internet.
Certainly, today's project will benefit the young people and the children of this community and fits in line with today's Labor Day theme, Labor of Love, Nurturing Our Children. Reporting from Clarendon for JIS News, I'm Tamara McHale.
And finally, Chair of the National Labor Day Planning Committee, Minister Lisa Hanna, has praised and thanked Jamaicans for lending their support to the various projects today.
I commend all persons from all sectors of society, government and non-governmental organizations, the volunteers and the community groups that worked hard today to repair and build child-friendly spaces.
And as Labor Day activities wind down, the Youth Minister again called on all Jamaicans to pay special attention to our children's needs.
For guidance, mentorship and protection. Protecting our children is everyone's responsibility.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller has been a constant and leading voice in the call for the care and protection of the nation's children. And with this year's Labor Day focus on creating child-friendly spaces in our communities, her call takes on added significance.
My fellow Jamaicans, once again, we pause to observe Labor Day and to reflect on the many struggles, sacrifices, and achievements of those Jamaicans who paved the way in securing the rights and freedoms that Jamaican workers enjoy today. The campaign for a fair day's wages in return for a fair day's work started from the time of plantation slavery. On this day, in 1832, the family and friends of our national hero, Samuel Sharp, were mourning his brutal murder because he was hanged on May 23 in that year. What was his crime? He stood up for the rights of those Jamaicans who toiled on the sugar estates and in the great houses at that time. The colonial rulers believed that by removing this fearless leader, they would kill the workers' struggle. They were wrong. They did not bargain on a Paul Bogle or an Elizabeth Taylor emerging in Morant Bay in 1865 to champion the cause of the working class, even after slavery had ended. They did not anticipate the resolve of the sugar workers at Frome in Westmoreland, or the dock workers of Kingston, who in 1938 took a determined stand for better working conditions for all workers. Today, we pay tribute to those who gave inspiration to the very idea of Labor Day. Among them, Kathleen Martin and her unborn child, as well as 16-year-old Moses Perrin, who were among the persons killed or injured during the workers' struggle of 1938. We also remember Aggie Bernard, Edna Manley, and other women who fed the workers daily as they pressed for better wages and conditions of work. On Labor Day, we recall too the early leadership given to the workers' movement by persons such as Norman Manley, Sir Alexander Bustamante, Alan Coombs, and St. William Grant. Today, we remember the work of our forefathers and foremothers who gave their service and in some instances their lives so that we could have a free Jamaica where the rights of workers are respected and upheld. My fellow Jamaicans, I also pay tribute to the dedicated workers of today who are important pillars of our nation. I regard workers in both the private and public sectors as a special group who continue to build our country as together we work for sustained economic growth and the creation of more high-quality jobs. Workers of Jamaica, I thank you for your sacrifices, your support, and your understanding. Your cooperation continues to play a key role in ensuring the ongoing success of Jamaica's economic reform program. I urge you to remain committed to the goal of achieving growth, economic expansion, job creation, and a higher standard of living for all our workers and their families. I believe that the ultimate improvement in the lives of workers is one way of ensuring that the labor struggles of 1938 were not in vain. In celebration of our workers, our tradition in Jamaica is to put labor into Labor Day and to use the occasion to improve our communities. This year is no different as we give focused attention to the protection of our children. The theme for Labor Day 2015 is Labor of Love, Nurturing Our Children. I therefore encourage all of us to get involved in creating spaces of beauty and safety in our communities where our children can play, learn, and enjoy the innocence of their childhood. In nurturing our little ones, let us reject all forms of oppression of children, such as child abuse and child labor. Let us make a clean break from the pages of history where the names of children are recorded as slave workers on the spring plantation in Constant Spring, St. Andrew. Children like Sarah, Fibber, Sue, Little Kwashiba, Uffie, and Rose. I make a special appeal for our children to be allowed to grow up and benefit from the efforts and the lessons of our ancestors, our heroes and heroines. My fellow Jamaicans, let our labor of love protect our children from the cruel and undeserving fate of Jamelia Johnson, Kialicia Simpson, Santoya Campbell, Raymond Givens, Ricardo Briscoe, and Alex Turner, who are among the several children brutally murdered this year. We must also create nurturing environments as we work for the safe return of children who are still listed as missing from their homes. Children like Andrew Garwood, Anisha Dixon, Adrian Henderson, Ashley Brown, O'Dane Tyrrell, Barbara Coley, and many others. I encourage all Jamaicans to utilize Labor Day as a platform for working together in the interest of our children, who are the soul and future of our nation. I paraphrase the words of the Caribbean writer Martin Carter: "Who will awaken one little flower, sleeping and growing hour after hour? Dew is awake, morning is soon. Let our children rise like flowers in bloom." On this Labor Day, may God bless you, and may God bless the workers and the children of Jamaica, land we love.
Up next, we hear from the leader of the opposition, Mr. Andrew Holness, as he urges workers to continue their efforts to develop Jamaica.
Friends, the latest report of the Economic and Social Survey of Jamaica shows that poverty has increased. Compared to our CARICOM partners, Jamaica ranks in the bottom quintile in terms of our gross national income per capita. Even more disturbing is Jamaica's persistent fall in the Human Development Index over the last 4 years. This shows a general deterioration in quality of life for the average person. Regardless of the picture being painted following the passage of IMF tests that all is well, it is clear that more Jamaicans are now absolutely poorer and below the poverty line. What we can buy with our income has rapidly declined in the last 4 years. As you have seen, our basket of goods is getting smaller and our purchasing power is decreasing. Frozen wages, a devalued dollar, and increasing unemployment means that more and more Jamaicans will not be able to afford the absolute basic necessities of life. According to World Bank statistics, 20% of Jamaicans are living below the poverty line. Poverty is not just limited to a segment of the population or society. The conditions of poverty do not only affect the poor, it affects everyone. The notion of the working poor underscores this point. And even persons who own assets such as land and housing are sometimes unable to convert these into income-earning assets. Consider the farmer who owns land but cannot get the maximum production from his holding due to lack of water, bad roads, and no proper marketing system. This, for example, is a situation in St. Elizabeth. Or consider the homeowner in the inner city. They have an asset in real estate, however, they are unable to use the asset as security for a loan or a mortgage to fix up the house for rental or even start a business, as lending institutions tend to shy away from these areas due to crime and general social and infrastructure decay. How do we deal with poverty? One asset that everyone has is their labor. Therefore, a strategy to move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity must be to empower labor. Indeed, this has been the struggle of the labor movement since 1938. There is no doubt that the improvement of working conditions, regulations, and labor market reforms since then have had a positive impact on poverty reduction over the last 50 years. The next phase of empowerment of the labor asset in our struggle to move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity must rely heavily on education, technology, and our natural creativity to improve productivity and competitiveness in an ever-changing global economy. Today's economy requires a highly skilled labor force that assimilates technology and innovates for efficiency. Today's economy is heavily based on knowledge. The worker must be educated, but also creative. Pairing education with creativity is the basis on which new products and ideas are developed and is the pathway to growth and development. To move from poverty to prosperity, we must ensure that all students leaving the education system are certified in a skill and attain the basic functional educational level. 70% of our labor force is without any formal training, and 11% of the labor force has formal skills training. We are committed to changing this. We will implement a compulsory education policy where all Jamaicans between age 3 and 18 must be in school. We will also put in place a comprehensive system of apprenticeship and work study which will provide practical training and exposure to industry standards. We will also implement a program of national service for our young people. Through voluntary service, we will develop a positive culture of work among our youth. We will also expand the number of workforce colleges through the HEART NTA to provide on-the-job training and human resource development to persons already employed. This Labor Day, as we volunteer our labor in support of our communities, let us consider the bigger picture of the value of our labor in ending poverty in Jamaica. Parents, the greatest contribution you can make in this regard is to ensure that your children get a well-rounded education with knowledge, skills, and the right attitude towards work. To the young people, I encourage you to stay in school and choose your areas of study wisely. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and the creative arts are replacing traditional careers. What you study, your knowledge, skills, and attitude will actually determine how effectively your education is able to move you from poverty to prosperity. In closing, let us recognize that poverty affects everyone. Our greatest asset is our people, our labor. We know that there is no educated country that is poor. We must commit to empowering our labor through knowledge, skills, and the right attitude towards work. It is through the enterprise, industry, creativity, and productivity of our labor that we will move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity. I wish for you all a productive Labor Day. May God bless you, and may He continue to bless Jamaica, land we love.
And that's our show. We hope you are inspired to make every day a labor of love for our children. We'd love to hear from you, so please continue to email us, jamaicamagazine@gis.gov.jm. Feel free to join us on our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and we also have a new app on Google Play Store. On behalf of the entire team here at the GIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Pleasant viewing.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.